So here I'm going to explain the difference between stock and the bonds. Both stock and bonds are important financial tools the company can use to raise money. So I'm going to give you the example to illustrate the difference between the stock and the bond. So firm can issue the stock and the bonds to raise the fund from the investors. But what's the difference between these two tools, stock and the bonds? Yeah, let's write down the stock here. Let's also write down the bond here. Okay. So to the firms, you need to decide whether the stock or the bonds are liability of the company. Is the stock liability of the company or is the bond liability of the company? So please fill out your answer here. The answer to this question is owning bond is liability of company. But stock is not. Stock is equity of the company. So what's the reason we call a bond liability of the company? So if we go back to the PowerPoint slide, read the bond definition carefully. The bond is a financial security issued by corporation or government that represent the promise to repay the fixed amount of the money. The key word here is the promise. Means the company issued a bond has obligation to pay back the money they borrowed. They have to pay back the interest and the principal they borrowed. So that's the reason we call a bond the liability. Firms have obligation to pay back interest and principal on time. For the stock, the company will pay stockholders the dividends. Thus, the company has obligation to pay back dividend to the stockholders? No. Company can choose pay out the dividend depending on the company's profit. So firm can choose to pay dividend depending on a firm's the profit. So this is not obligation. That's the reason to the investors. If you have one company stock, it means you are the shareholder or owner of the company. But if you buy the one company's bond, we are not going to call you the shareholder or owner. We will call you company, the company's creditor. Because in this case, you lend the credit to the company, but they have to pay back. So to the investors, which one has a higher risk? If you buy stock or if you buy bond, which one you face the higher risk? And I believe most of you will write down the right answers. The stock definitely have a high risk to you, and bond have a low risk. The reason is what? Again, it's related to the definition of these two concepts. Bond is a liability. So company issue bond, promise to pay back money to you as a creditor. But stock is not a liability, it's equity. So they will pay you dividend depending on what? The company performance. So I hope this table help you better understand the difference between the stock and the bond.